On a beautiful spring morning along the Gulf Coast of Florida, with a soft breeze swaying the fronds of the nearby palm trees, I stood on the steps of the Beach House Hotel with my business partner, Rhonda Grayson. Greeting guests personally as much as possible was something we'd done together from the beginning. Rhonda turned to me as we waited for the limousine to arrive with Bobby Bugs Bailey. Her dark eyes flashed as bright as the diamonds she wore in her ears, around her neck, and at her wrist.
"I'm telling you, Annie, that kid better not be the brat he's been made out to be. Famous football player or not, I'm not about to put up with any BS from him. I'm exhausted caring for my 2 younger kids and helping Angela with her 3 littles."
"You don't have to make excuses to me," I said. With Robbie becoming more and more independent and having to help Liz with the triplets, I'm just about out of goodwill toward any misbehaved guest. The hotel business is tough enough without dealing with that.
"We never should have helped Amelia Swanson out a couple of times. She doesn't know when to stop asking for more help," said Rhonda. "Now we're doing this for an NFL football coach who's a friend of hers. God, I should have had that second cup of coffee."
You must admit it's quite an honor for the Vice President of the United States to trust us with difficult cases. If she didn't feel comfortable with the Beach House Hotel and how we run it, she wouldn't ask, I said, trying to make Rhonda feel better. But I knew she was as tired and irritable as I was, especially when we'd just found out that Brock Goodwin, our old nemesis, had emerged from past financial problems and was a newly appointed building inspector for the county. A white limo entered the hotel property, passed by the wrought iron gates, and rolled to a stop in front of us. "Here goes," I said. "Let's give the guy a chance to prove he isn't all bad." I'd been as exasperated as Rhonda by Bobby Bailey's bad behavior as reported in the press, and thought it was a shame that young, talented sports figures were paid so much money. A little humility went a long way with me. The driver exited the limo, hurried around the car, and opened the passenger door. A hulk of a young man wearing a tank top and blue jeans emerged from the car and stared at us. His hands sat on his hips defiantly, and tattoos covered his muscular arms. I could feel Rhonda tense beside me and spoke softly to her. "Easy. Let's start off with positive thoughts."
"I don't know. Maybe I should have had a 3rd cup of coffee. Just looking at how he's staring at us with a big smirk, I want to wring his fucking neck."
Rhonda and I walked down the steps to greet him. "Welcome to the Beach House Hotel," I said, forcing an upbeat tone to my voice.
Yeah, I really had no choice, but I get it."
He turned his baseball cap around to cover his face partially.
"Where am I staying? Someone mentioned a special house."
"You'll be in one of our regular guest rooms on the 2nd floor," I said, pleased Rhonda had refused to let him stay at the private house on the property.
"Okay."
He turned to the limo driver.
"My bags go inside."
I held up my hand to the driver to stop him. "Mr. Bailey can take his bags inside himself, but thanks." Bobby looked surprised, but picked up his 2 suitcases and headed for the door. I paid the driver and followed Rhonda up the stairs. In her bright green caftan and with her dyed blonde hair, Rhonda was like a tropical bird, while I, in my usual pastel colors, seemed pale in comparison. Of course, it had always been that way. At our first meeting, Rhonda even told me not to be so beige. After all these years of working together and becoming best friends, we were no more alike than we'd been then. Maybe that's why it worked so well between us. When we went inside, Bernard "Bernie" Bruner, our hotel general manager, was in the lobby about to greet Bobby when another guest interrupted him. I approached the front desk with Bobby. "This is Mr. Bailey. Put him in room 210 with no checkout time. That's to be determined." The young clerk recognized Bobby and kept glancing at him as he typed on the computer. I held out my hand for the room key and then gave it to Bobby. "This will allow you to use the facilities at the hotel as well as give you access to your room." Bernie came over to us.
"Ah, Mr. Bailey, welcome to the hotel. I understand you will be working for us for the foreseeable future." "Nah, I'm here to relax, have a good time,"
said Bobby, taking off his baseball cap and smoothing back his long brown locks of hair.
"Didn't your agent make it clear to you that you'd be working in the kitchen here?"
asked Bernie, his eyes raised in surprise.
"It's all been arranged." "I can't work here. I need to rest to prepare for the next football season," Bobby said dismissively.
Bernie, Rhonda, and I exchanged glances.
"Guess you'd better talk to your agent,"
said Rhonda, pulling Bobby aside and lowering her voice.
"There's no way you're simply staying here as a guest. We'll wait right here with you while you call him."